All right, we're live. How we doing? Oh, I gotta get caught up here. Late? I'm always late. I was like a few seconds late. The event is shit. So, what do you guys think? Are you unhappy with Treasure Hunt? That appears to be the consensus at the time being. No one's real happy with Treasure Hunt. See, I'm not... It's not that I'm unhappy. I'm disappointed on one hand, but there is stuff to do. It's just... yeah, it's way worse than expected. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that there's a second half to it, and the second half's much better than the first half. But compared to what we've had in the past, it's definitely not what we expected. But what I will say is the shit show on Treasure Hunt.
Watkins 87 is now following.
The shit show for Treasure Hunt means that it is definitely affecting the market in a good way. And that's why I wanted to hit on fishing today. I've had requests and questions. What did we sell? All right. Okay. Finley? The 30-day market challenge is killing me. There's so many things I'd rather get rid of or just claim and then be able to spend the money, but I still can't. So where are we at? Should have been on Ruben's stream last night. You could have given him feedback. Yeah, I overhyped it. It wasn't me. EA has, hands down, Treasure Hunt has been one of the coolest events every season. And it's, sucks. Yeah. It would have been fine if we could grind something, but there's nothing to grind. Did I make much from Hazard and Treasure Hunt Reset? Yeah, I mean a few million, maybe 10. I think right now, what are we, like 13 days into this thing? Yeah, tomorrow is 2 weeks. So I need to be at like 120 mil now. I need to be about 125 million right now today. I'm nowhere near that. I had to guess I'd put myself between 100 and 120, which means I'm a little behind because I was expecting Treasure Hunt to be huge and dump tons and tons and tons of coins in. Phil's in the house. Is Treasure Hunt good for investing? Yes and no. Right now, if you can get masters at a cheap rate, anything under like 450, if it's for a decent master, anything under 400. See, like that one I would buy, but I'm not going to buy it right now. There's stuff there. Last year I loved Treasure Hunt. If you're a grinder, Treasure Hunt was awesome. Yeah, they did hand out masters, and it did make 100 OVR squads worthless. But if you were an investor, last season allowed you to get an unreal amount of coins build up and stockpile. Last season, I planned on putting 1 billion coins back.
Is now following.
I planned on putting 1 billion coins back. How did Treasure Hunt affect the market in a good way? Check the values on your elites. If right now you can't buy an elite, we'll go 80. you can't buy an 86 or higher elite for under... I'm not selling. I want to buy. You can't find an 86 or higher elite for under, what, 285? Maybe? 280, 270? That's where they're sitting. We anticipated that if they were going to dump an unreal amount of players into the market, that those elites would have been 50, 60, 70K like they were last year during Treasure Hunt. You can snipe them at like 160. I know. Why would you pay 160 for a player that we were paying 130 for a week ago? That's the thing. This shows the event energy. If there wasn't event energy, the rewards would be decent. There's always going to be event energy. I don't think that should be an issue. Question is that will they increase in future like FA Cup players should I invest? They'll always increase. And this, with this not being a huge player dump, without there being a huge player dump, it means that these values will come back up. Yeah, remember Lunar were like 50K. Yeah, and we bought hundreds of them if we were smart. That's where we're at right now. So today, because the whole treasure hunt was such a bust, I want to use today's stream to just recap fishing. We're gonna pick an OVR and just start it from scratch. Something I have none of, something I'm not fishing in at all, and see what we can do with it. Okay, do you think preseason and Retro Stars will also be like this? I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be like this, but I don't know. Everything we've seen lately is, yeah, I don't know what happened. That's why I was running late, because YouTube's not receiving data. So we're dead. There's no YouTube stream. We're just live on Twitch. All the good people here on Twitch anyway. What if one of the viewers buy all the players on your market? That's not how the market works. So, okay. I want to pick an OVR. We're going to start fishing it today. We're going to do it from scratch, so that everybody can see what we're talking about. Maybe EA is starting to abandon FIFA Mobile. I don't think so. I think coronavirus has more to do with anything. I think there's so many people working remotely that they're kind of phoning it in right now. With less staff. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think Jay hit the nail on the head.
In the galaxy of this sucks camel dick!
All you viewers are waiting for the stream on YouTube. Yeah, we're only on Twitch today. It's not my fault. I don't know what happened. The stream it's not sending over to YouTube. It just says the data's sending. 61, 64. I want to go for an OVR that's cheap. I've got 545,000 coins to put into it. We're going to dump it all into one OVR. We got 60. Let me see. 67. Did surprise us with no delay. Yeah, that's a tiny win for EA, I guess. Okay, which OVR are we going to fish? Here comes the poll. 60, I could do 61, 62. No, we'll do 60, 61. We'll go high. 66, 67. And let's do 58 bronze, just to see what happens. Those are the choices. You guys decide. Whatever you pick, we'll do it. Are 69's a bad OVR to fish? No, not necessarily. It's not that they're a bad OVR to fish. It's just that right now they're on the low end. We're not seeing big spikes out of them. We got a 60-second ad run. Blame Andy forever.
YT Vantox is now following.
Investing versus fishing, which is better now? I do both. Well, I say I do both, but I don't really do both. I only fish. And investing for me is just investing in fishing. It doesn't matter what I'm buying. They're all going directly into the market. Spikes depend on each market, though. In mine, 68s are all right. It cycles. It definitely cycles. Okay, what's a poll look at like? Let's see. Ooh. 67's one out. Okay, so we're going to do 67s. I want to see where the cheapest 67s are. We're going to start from scratch. So if you want to know how to do it, this is what we're doing. They have one view in your market, and they buy the specific OVR for your fishing. It doesn't matter to me. That isn't going to affect anything. The way the bot works, the way the cards get pumped into the market, it doesn't really work that way. Do you know what percentage of your viewers are subs? I have no idea. Okay, so we're going to start low. I want to see buy it now. If there's anything in the market for 1,000 at 67. Okay, good. This is an excellent OVR to do. Look at this. We've got stuff ending in 4 minutes at 800K or at 800. Okay, I like this. This is excellent. Perfect. So can I do 650? 850. We did 1,000 to begin with, and there were so many. 850. So 800. I might be able to just do 800 and be good. Okay, there we go. 800 is the investment value. Okay, we're going to do this because I want to really explain this just for the stream. We're going to explain it. So my buying value is 800.
All right, boys, prepare to be dazzled.
Put this up here. Just so you guys can reference. 800 is the buying value. Put it so we can actually read it. Okay. So we're going to start buying stuff at 800. I'm not doing any review of my teams. All we're doing right now is fishing. We're going to run through it. We're going to buy at 800. Well, actually, we need to refresh. I'm just buying now. I'm not doing any kind of... I'm not bidding at all. We're just going to grab everything we can at 800. Not sure how many I can even hold. As price of team of the season so far increasing, should I hold on to more or sell it now? It depends on where they're increasing to. Need to make a fishing emote. Now, as boring as this is, all we're doing is we're going to start buying a bunch of stuff. Are you kidding me? It's that same fly. This is what happens when you have kids that don't leave doors closed.
Well, Tickle Mootadies. Dank Meme Hub _11 just resubscribed for 3 months.
Awesome. Thanks for the resubscription. Okay, we're just going to spend a bunch of money on these. This is what makes fishing not for everyone, is the boringness of the buys. And the dismissing. And the relisting. Our nephew keeps leaving our door open. My dog got out. Got hit by a car. Dog that is, unfortunately. That sucks. Hate to hear that. That's really sad. Took it like a champ. All right, so if you're paying attention to the buying value here, most of these things are just under 800, 790 to 800. So now once we get a bunch of these, I want to start a new OVR and have 1068. Should I do with them because they are dead? You should just keep fishing them. It's, how do I explain this? When you commit to an OVR for fishing, if it starts to die off and you don't see anything come out of it, the best thing you can do is lower your starting price a bit and lower your buy it now. Keep fishing, monitor the value, they will return. It all runs in cycles. Like 69s right now just don't have much hit. So I'm still getting spikes on the 69s. I had some 66,000s. I had an 80,000 today, all in 69s. But if you just abandon the OVR, every coin you spent, if you're selling them for, if you get rid of them or use them for XP for less than the value of what you originally paid for them, then it's, you just gave away half the profit you earned in the first place. Once you commit to fishing, you have to stay with it. What do you mean? I don't agree what people say when it's dead either. I don't care about suggested values. If you're worried about suggested values, then it's not fishing. It's, I don't know what to see. Okay, once we get into this, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. We'll check suggested prices on these, and I guarantee you 95% of these 67s are going to have 0 suggested prices. And that means nothing for fishing. Here's a good example. Right now, 64s. If you try to buy 64s, and I think the cheapest 64 in my market's between 3,500 and 4,500 coins for a 64 rated silver. They're showing decent suggested prices, but they have no spikes right now. I haven't had a decent spike on a 64 in days. Even though their suggested prices are showing 3,000 to 4,000, I'm not getting anything. Whereas the 67s, even though we're buying them dirt cheap, I could easily get spikes 20 to 30,000. Emotes update. If you're not totally committed to, if you're not totally committed, fish 70s. I'm against fishing golds. I don't. You can get decent spikes in the golds, but not necessarily. Am I going to spend all my coins? Actually, I don't even know how much room I have. I dumped as much of the stuff into the market as I could. Well, we got 9, 10. We'll buy a couple hundred more. Just so we can demonstrate it. I want to be able to have duplicates here. Normally, I would say don't go into anything unless you're willing to buy 1,000 of a player. I'm only getting max 10 sales a day with the 68s. If you're only getting a max 10 sales in the 68s, then I would advise don't dump the 68s, but add a second OVR. The reason I'm doing 67s for this, you guys picked the OVR, but this is an area in the market that I don't normally fish.
Daft Funked is now following.
I like the idea of cheap players right now. Being able to do it. We're over 100 viewers right now. We'll gift a sub here in a second.
Killer DNA 123 is now following.
At this point, you need at least 3K. I don't have any OVR right now where I have more than 2,000 cards in any single OVR. But I have a ton of OVRs that I'm
D-Bake69 is now following.
D-Bake69. I thought it said D-Bake.
Atinosat15 is now following.
Thanks for the follow. What's the easiest way to make money? Do a tutorial right now, please. That's what we're doing. It's the whole point of the stream. I have almost 10,000 silvers. That's insanity. You can fish gold elite list high instead of waiting for spike then list. Did you make profit on Hazard players? Some. I think I sold maybe 15 different elites yesterday, and a few masters actually went too. Yeah, Renee wins hands down for the biggest commitment to this strategy. Sniping under 100K and selling for 200K. That's just farming. I mean, you can do it. You can buy masters in the morning for 350 and sell them in the afternoon for 450 with 100,000 profit a pop. But I wouldn't buy a master for 350 that I'm not going to sell for at least 1.5. It comes down to what are you trying to do with the fishing? What are you trying to get? Are you looking for a quick turnaround in coins and you just need quick coins, or do you want big money, big numbers over a period of time? $300. I don't even know how many we'll have of this. We probably have about 150 of these, I'm guessing. A lot of masters are getting sold for 2 mil. Yeah, I know. I got lucky yesterday. I think I sold about 10 million in masters. When do you come up with these words, fishing and farming? Well, farming is a standard video game term. And we've been farming coins for a long time. So all the old videos were about farming. When they added suggested prices, we could not continue to farm because the suggested price mechanic in the bot market made quick turnover on coins almost
Jason
impossible.
Reyes Olvrama is now following.
Yeah, but we need to know how to manage a 15K inbox. That's where the magic happens. I don't use a parking lot anymore. There's there's several ways to go about it to fish without a parking lot. I'm not going to go into it and explain all the different ways. I will tell you the easiest way is to simply have everything in the market and stagger your times so that everything doesn't end at once. Give my thoughts on the team you sent. It's basically a team of the best players right now.
Jeffrey Death Gamer is now following.
Any comment on last night's game? Yeah. It looked like Liverpool already got their cups and they just don't give a shit anymore. Am I restocking? If you're coming in late, we picked an OVR at the beginning of the stream. The stream picked it. The stream picked 67, which was a range I have 0 of. We found the value of the cards right now is 800 coins. So if you look in the top of the screen, it shows that my buying value is 800 coins. That's where I've got the search on, and we're just buying cards in this range. Once we get down to, we'll go down to 400k, which means we spent about 150,000 on these. I think I had 550 at the beginning of this. And then we'll show you what fishing actually looks like. Once you get your values, we'll buy about 20 more. Now, normally, if I would be fully committed to this, which I'm going to stick with the 67s. I'll spend all 550,000. I'm just not going to do it all on stream. But I'll spend all 550,000 coins on 67s as we move on. But once I hit 400,000, I'll start the next step so you can see. Because I'm actually running out of 67s. We're almost out to the 4-hour mark.
Unbelievable! Wow, that's incredible.
I'm better when
Since
I'm drunk.
elites have risen in price since team of the season, have you had to raise your prices, and could you estimate the prices you bid price and buy now price? My values for fishing in elites are completely different than silvers. It's not at all related to what I'm buying. It's a different method of fishing. It has more to do with
V1 is now following.
Where the highest spikes are, where you're seeing values, and what's happening in the market. I never list my silvers or golds to time out at a specific time because they spike all throughout the day. Timing doesn't have anything to do with it. Elites and masters, though, they have everything to do with the timing.
Lathif 779 is now following.
Almost. Just want to get to 400,000. And then we'll see how many we actually have. And we got to figure out what just sold. Okay, we broke 400,000. If you don't put anything up for sale, how many cards do you have in inbox? Right now, everything in my inbox is stuff that's sold. Can you search for a marquee star bail to see if you're in my market? No, I'm not gonna release what I don't want to put on stream which market I'm in. If you're a member at the site in our Discord, we know what market everybody's in. So some 73s were timing out. Also, what sold? Elmas. Okay, so I just want to see where he's at. So you saw we just had a spike. We just had Elmas sold 7,600. We're not selling them. They're going down, not going up. Okay, so we have 67s. Our buying value is 800 coins. See how many I've got here in the... So we bought 188 67s. It's about a fifth of what I would say to start with. So we're going to look at them and just see. We know we paid no more than 800 coins for them. I just want to see what if we're even seeing any suggestions, any suggested prices. Most of them are not going to give any suggested prices at all. 1,500. Okay, so there's a 1,500. That would be a double the money in. 1,500. We're just randomly checking here. $1,500. It seems like we're getting quite a few at 1,500, which is good. I'm fine with that. I like these lower value cards. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We've bought them for 800. So here's how we figure out what we're gonna do. If 800 is the buying value, my starting price, we're just gonna double it. That's going to be my starting price. We're going to do 1,600 as the starting price.
This house is a prison in the galaxy of this sucks camel dick.
The bin value, the buy it now, is going to be, we're going to do 6 times. So 6 times 800. So we're going to do 4,800 bin. Okay, that's the numbers. That's all you got to know. Okay, that's all we're doing. So we're starting with, we bought them at 800. We're going to double that. That means if anything times out and the bot picks it up at its starting price, we knew we at least doubled the coins that we had invested. Yeah, I do have to give the sub. We'll give the sub. Here it comes. Let's see who gets it.
Oh my god. Finally he sleeps gifted Sumal_AA subscription. Finally he sleeps gifted a tier 1 sub to Sumal_A.
I don't know why the text-to-speech gets all jacked up every once in a while like that. Alright, we have a 30-second ad break running. Subs get to stick around. Okay, so here's what we've got. I'm going to do it on a 24-hour schedule. We're going to set our starting price at 800. The buy it now at 4,800. But the 4,800 for the buy it now, normally what I do just to separate it from something else is I'll adjust that 4,800 to a random number. Okay? So somebody give me a random number between 0 and 100. I just need a random number between 0 to 100. So 78. I like 78. So we'll do 47.78. That's the buy it now. It's not 47.99. It's just a random number. So 47.78. That's where we're going to run it. And we're just going to start throwing everything in the market because I'm happy with a 6 times markup. Anything that has duplicates, any duplicates, we're going to hold the dupe. See, like Beavers is coming up. That's a good name.
All right, boys, prepare to be
Did I say
dazzled.
1600? I did. 1600. What am I doing here? Okay, so 1600. Not 800. 1600. We want to at least double our money no matter what. Okay, so now we've got Beavers here. Yeah, see, I wasn't reading the chat. Okay, so Beavers, we're only going to throw one in, which gives us a duplicate. That's a spikeable player. Now, the reason you buy so many cards to have is you want multiple duplicates of these players. If you have just one, you're not able to jump in on the spike. That's what we're looking for, is the spikes. So any of these players that we have a duplicate of is definitely a good way to start. And I like having a low buy it now price under 5,000 is a good place to actually start to see some spikes. Okay, so now here's another one. So we have Carter Vickers. We have 2 different Carter Vickers. Can't you just focus on buying dupes instead of buying everything you see? No, because that's not how fishing... It's not how you want to go into fishing. If you're only buying duplicates of players, you're limiting yourself where you can actually go. So I definitely buy everything. Then at the end of this, whatever sells, like let's say you sell 20 cards. After 24 hours, let's say 20 sold. You're going to want to buy at least 20 more to replace them. Now, are you going to buy 20 more of the same duplicates that you sold, or are you going to find out what you already have and try to duplicate those? It's easier to just buy everything. This is like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're seeing what sticks. Okay, this is guerrilla fishing. As the minimal effort you can put into it, because trust me, you're going to have so much time in actually listing cards and checking them that it isn't going to work. Please stream on YouTube. I can't. YouTube's not accepting the stream today. I don't know why. It's sitting and timing out. Okay, so put both Carter Vickers because they count as different cards. Yes. The bot does not see that as the same player. The bot sees that as 2 different cards. So this also works for Team of the Week and Elites. If you have a premium card and a static card, or an animated and a static card, they are 2 different cards according to the bot. So if you're buying, let's say you're investing in a player and it's a team of the season player, he dumps out into the market, you've got statics and you've got premiums. You want to buy statics and premiums. You don't want to just buy premiums or just static. Buy whatever's cheapest, but they're 2 different cards. It's not the same card. It's 2 different cards. Now this one is a winter transfer card. That's why Vickers is on 2 different teams. So we're going to put both in. They are not duplicates because it is 2 different cards. Collins, though, Collins is a duplicate, so we'll just post 1. Now, as you start buying these and you end up with like 1,000 different cards, you're gonna you're going to see duplicates where you have 4, 5, 6 of one card. That's where things get a little bit more interesting. Like where you saw at the beginning of the stream where something sold. Who was it? Elmas sold. And I had 4 or 5 duplicates left over. That's when you're actually fishing a certain range. Yeah, the winter transfers makes fishing a little bit more difficult, especially when you have 20 of one player and 10 are in one team and 10 are in another team. But when they're when you're looking to sell them and you have to look down the line and it doesn't put them in order. So there's somebody with a duplicate. There we go. Gregory's coming up. That's one I've got a multiple of. Okay, so that's better. You want at least 3 of every card. At least 3 of every card. So we'll leave our 2 duplicates. Here we go. We're starting to see some cards with multiples. If we get a sale on anything, let me know, because I might not see it. My hand is over the screen. We're out to the J's now. What is the best time to post Masters and Elites for fishing? I post the best thing for me is I post so that they time out within a half hour, 40 minutes of reset. Ben is buy it now. SP is starting price or minimum price. Now, just for sake of this video, we started posting these into the market quickly when we only had 150. I don't remember how many we actually bought. 150, I think, somewhere around there. Normally, I would not post until I had at least 1,000 of them because I want multiple duplicates. And as you can see, a lot of these do not have duplicates. Now, the other problem is when I go back to buy more after I've listed all these, I'm not going to know what's already in the market and what I've already got in or what's duplicated. So tomorrow, when this stuff all times out, we'll be able to see what we have multiple OVR or what we have multiple duplicates of and what we don't. So now the plan is tomorrow we're going to stream at the exact same time, 24 hours in, so that this stuff all times out during the stream tomorrow, and we can see where we did, what we did, how much we sold, and if we covered the value of what we spent today. Will this work with any OVR? No. Not any OVR. So the reason it works so well with silvers is because there are so many different silvers at each OVR, and we got some stuff selling. I don't know if it's this stuff or not, so we're going to check here in a second once we get everything in. You can't fish Masters this way. It doesn't work that way. "60-second ad time." Who grabbed it this time? Let's see. 2 of you grabbed it. We got a 30-second and a 60. We're running the 30 first. AADIXOXO. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Adixioxio. 30-second ad time. Fucking fly. If it'll let me. Yep, there it goes. I gotta go. Should I buy more? Yes. You should always buy more. The name of the game is buy more. I spend most of my time buying more. We're almost done. I want to see what's selling. If it's 67s at this value or if we're seeing other stuff. Now, if you'll notice, I didn't check suggested prices on any of this stuff. There's no point in checking suggested prices for fishing when you're posting them into the market, especially if you have lots and lots and lots of duplicates. We don't have a whole lot of duplicates because we only bought 150 cards. So let's see what was selling. Tips on managing the duplicates in the inbox. Once every couple of days, dump them out of your inbox and start posting them back in. Okay, so we've got none sold yet. What we're selling? We only had 2 sales. Huerta. Do we have any more of that? No, that's Inaki Williams. Okay, so we're just going to keep buying now. Even though I sold them already. I'm lost on the question. Roll the 10 minutes of scrolling. Yeah. Everyone buy 67s. Yeah, don't everybody buy 67s. We randomly pick this OVR. If you list all, then the market will be overcrowded and may not sell. I don't list everything. I list one of each.
Killuman 1234 is now following.
I bought 102 Jesus for 34 mil. He's now 42. Should I sell him or wait? That's depends. I mean, if you're trying to get rid of him and you're happy with 10 mil profit, then sell him. Will he go up? It's possible, but this late in the season, it's... I don't know. 42 mils kind of low for a 102, but... Okay, we were talking about after finding a spike and we have like 5 duplicates. Okay, so let's say I have 5 duplicates. Who was it we just checked? Okay, so we had Elmas was selling. We checked it a minute ago and it was at C. So he's coming down. So if I have, let's say 4 duplicates, I'm trying to think of somebody I have a ton of. I wouldn't put more than 3 in the market at a time ever. Now, if Elmas, like if I threw him in and it showed 12,000, I would probably list 1 at 12,000. And then I would go back, I would play a versus match, something. I would come back and I would check him again to see where he's at now. If he was above 12,000 and let's say he hits 20, then I might throw 2 in. Or maybe 3. But I never go and just dump all of them in. Even if it's a really high value, like let's say I threw Elmas in and it came up suggested the buy it now was like 85,000. I would definitely not throw all 4 in. Because as soon as you commit to 85,000, if the spike is coming down and you don't know it, you throw all 4 in, they're not going to sell. And you're going to have to wait 4 hours to get them back in the market. So if you just list 1 at a time, wait a couple of minutes for the queue to reset, check it again, you can see if it's going up or coming down. If they're selling right away, as soon as it sells, throw 1 or 2 back in. Now if you have 20 duplicates of the same card, it goes quick to be able to sell that many. If it's an active spike. But I never buy like 100 of any player, or more than 20. Good grief. Once you have more than 20 of anybody, you can't dump them into the market fast enough to hold the spike. It just doesn't work. Oh, why are these things dying out? This is why you don't do this on stream. All of a sudden, everybody thinks 67s are going to be crazy. Spoiler, they're not. Just because we're doing this doesn't mean it's going to change anything. Everybody's buying 67s. Who am I going for in Treasure Hunt? But when you wait like 4 hours, they're usually about 30K. I've never seen that. The Atomic Flea. How's it going? Meanwhile, I have no competition buying 69s. Yeah, 69s, I think there's just so many people that have so many 69s that we're just not seeing the numbers come in there. 66s. No competition at 66s. Are you seeing spikes at 66s? Another beaver. Depends on the spikes. If I fish 65, what filter would I put? You need to find out where the cheapest value is on the cards. We found that these are between 750 and 800. So that's why we set our buying value at 800. Let's just say I wanted to try... We'll try 64s because I know where they're at. So if you do 64s and I tried to buy them for 3,000, that's what you get. So the value on 64s, let's do 4,000 and see if anything's in there. One at 4,000. None at 5,000. So 5,500 is where you would have to go to be able to buy them. So we'll do this. That would change what I was doing. So if 5,500 was my buying value, then my starting price would have to be 11,000, and my bin would have to be 33,000. Now, can I fish 64s with a starting price of 11,000 and buy it now of 33,000? Maybe, but it's not as realistic for me to see big spikes in those, because at 33,000, that's a spike. So that's the problem. That's why something like 67s that are seeing which are seeing better numbers, 1,600. Is a better way to go. House spikes in 69s. What are the values on 69s right now? What can you buy them for? I haven't bought any in a while. Can you get them for 1,000? 2,000? So 2,000 is the range for 69s. So on a 6 time, I would do, we're paying 2,000. So starting price at 4,000 and a buy it now at like 12. I don't know if we're seeing big spikes there. Here, let's just scroll. Oh, this is going to suck. Let's scroll out. How much will you sell the dupes for? I only sell the duplicates if the originals sell and there is a spike. I have lots of 64s, but I adjust my values based on what the market's doing as much as I do my values based on what I paid. The most I've ever paid attention in class. So what was the big master? Oh, it was Wesley. Once we hit Wesley, that was this morning. Ah, shit. We accidentally claimed one. 5,000 coins. Who was that? Barkley. That was a 4-time markup. Sniped that card for like 600K. So those were Wesley's. Those are what sold this morning. So let's look at 69s. There we go. We got 8,000. See, those were some duplicates. There's a 21,000. Got 9,000, 9,000. 29, 21, 29,000. See, there's still some spikes. 29,000. 62,000. 66,000 for a 62. 45,000. 29,000. See, there are numbers there. 30,000, 30,000. Those were spikes just now. 48,000 for Skog. And then that's where we're left. And then these. Oh, we're at the reset. So there you go. That, or I don't even know how to pronounce it. Arujo. That had a
Mohit 429 is now following.
70,000 spike on a 69. Just too lazy to fish them. Let's see what we have a 4th of July free pack. Player. 250,000. All right. I'll take the coins. So we have the sunken shop. All coins for gems. So weird. It's the first time I've seen that. Do you think Almirion would it be fair to... Where did I see that? Do you think Almirion at 2.2 mil would be a good investment? It's a 99 rated card for 2.2 million. I was buying him at 1.8. I think I have about... I can't see it now. I think I have 4 or 5 that I bought at like 1.8 mil. I was getting them down as low as like 1.4. With Masters for fishing, are you selling FA Cup and Team Treasure Hunt? No, I'm not getting any sales on those current events like Treasure Hunt and FA Cup. All my Master sales are old. So, like, if you saw what we had, the Wesleys, what the hell was that? That's a, is that a Lunar New? That's not Lunar New Year. That was, Yeah, it is Lunar New Year. Those were going for 1 mil. So let's see what we can actually buy them for now. We sold them for 2 mil yesterday. Can we get them for 600,000 a day? $625,000. We sold them yesterday for 2 mil. That's what the spikes are. That's how this works out. Will that Arsenal CDM's points go up? Yes, they should go up. It's as cheap as he is right now is just stupid. I think you can get him for about 8 or 9 mil if you're lucky. I think I've got mine listed at like 13 mil to 16 mil. I think I'll be happy with that. Why aren't you streaming at YouTube simultaneously? I attempted to. We sent it, but it's YouTube's not accepting the stream today. No idea why. Don't know what happened. So, I've got... We'll buy another... We'll spend another few $100,000. What we got? 901 cards. So, I'll buy 250 more of the 67s. Actually, I'll buy more than that. I'll buy at least 400 or 500 more of the 67s. And I'll get them in the market. We'll check back tomorrow. We're going to stream the same time. Is tomorrow the 4th of July? Maybe. We'll try. We'll try to stream tomorrow during the same time. And see what happens with all those as they start to time out. And see what happens if we can make enough coins on the 67s to make it worthwhile. But that's how this works. If anything sells, if you've got a spike, if you see something pop up that you got a sale, go and check the suggested on your duplicates, dump it into the market. If it's low, then hold on to it, fish another day. That's basically how this whole fishing thing works. Which OVR is doing best in terms of fishing? For me, I don't really have any single OVR that's working any better than anything else. It's kind of general across the board. I've got spikes. You saw what we would just panned out. I've got masters that are spiking, 62s that are spiking, 64, 68, 69s. The only thing that I am getting nothing out of is on I'm getting nothing out of the golds. So, not much in golds. What we'll do is I'll export the Twitch stream over to YouTube just to see if the stream didn't run live on YouTube. I'll transfer the Twitch over, so you'll see it this afternoon probably. So if you guys want to watch this again, you can. All right, I think that's where we're going to end it. Is there anybody on that we can raid? We'll raid Stopty today since nobody claimed one. So let him know where you came from. Thanks a lot for hanging out today. Renee, Jay, Dank Meme Hub, everybody that was in, Mikey too. Thanks for the sub today, the Twitch Prime sub. I think it was Dank Meme Hub who did that. It was a fun time, and we'll be back tomorrow and see what happens with the 67s. It was you guys' pick. You're the one that picked the OVR. We'll see if we can make some coins on it and see how it goes. Thanks a lot for hanging out. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep streaming. Okay, here comes the raid.